The invocative sound of the mantra So, meaning I am that in Sanskrit, the motto of a disciple in India. Friends, let's continue to build our healing garden as a group at some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, and today being the Leo full moon. And let's meet DK there, turning our garden into a shrine of consecration and intending to offer our group as a vehicle for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. Let's gather in our garden. But before we do, let's align with our own soul by raising our consciousness into the head, as high in the head as we can. Then carry the consciousness upward through the astral body and the mind, then to the soul. And visualize a lotus fully open, scintillating with light as a symbol of your soul body. And now place yourself right at the center of your lotus, realizing that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are now one in consciousness. And from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Observe your personality below and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. And now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine. And you may use indigo blue light. And now raise it slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna and the crown, and up into the soul body. And say the soul mantra, knowing who you really are. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound an om as if you were the soul in full expression in the presence of the Master. At the entrance of our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead, and choose the colors that you like. Roses are the favorite colors of KH, and as you walk down the archway, let the roses gently caress your face as if welcoming us to this place. And breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading roses percolating through the air, and small lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway. And hear the crunch of the little stones under our feet as we walk down the archway. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of red and yellow and pink, white, green, orange, magenta. And as we create these roses in our imagination, these rows rather, we include our favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. And as we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear, melodious notes, welcoming us to our unique space. And a choir of angelic voices sing a soft tune accompanied by the sound of harps. Beavers gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun on our faces, on our chest and back and arms and legs, warming us up as we radiate that warmth around us. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through tall eucalyptus trees danced a melodic lullaby. And eucalyptus trees are amongst the most advanced species in the vegetable kingdom. So it's quite fitting for them to be in our healing garden as they are full of healing properties. These majestic trees cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight hits through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large pool of crystal clear blue waters. And flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. And we also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, but all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads to a cozy and serene corner, a chair or a bench, and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. And you can invite anyone you'd like in this area. And let that area bring healing to those you bring. And inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing and permeating the air as everything in this garden quivers with livingness. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water, and we follow. We come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in the blue pool below, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads us to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and greens and yellows and pinks of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air, while buzzing bees surf open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen which looks like scintillating golden pixie dust. The garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner that has our individual touch, embellishing and beautifying our group garden. Add the colors, the unique features and flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in this tranquil and serene space. Now invite the presence and the cooperation of the healing devas working under the Christ. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Now sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one. Let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together with purity of motive. Inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group. and to our fellow men, we seek to heal. As we close our eyes and we open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light, we know that Master DK too stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. So now we are receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse, like a sun, begins to shine bright and brighter, intensifying gradually. And soon this light begins to take shape and a definite figure appears. And in our creative imagination, it's that of Master DK. Just as he promised that he would meet us there at some point within the 12 hours to the full moon. So from the lighthouse, waves of golden light stream through our group, irradiating the garden around us, imbuing it with a second ray of love and wisdom, lovingly bestowed by the sun, the triple ruler of Leo. Feel the Sirian energy of the will to love and the Leo will to illumine. Fill the space, our minds and hearts. Just like a droplet of water falls and becomes one with the ocean, let the wisdom of the Master's word percolate slowly in our consciousness, then ripple in the mental field, illuminating it and carrying healing, love, and light. August, which is ruled by Leo, is the month of the dog star, or of Sirius, which thus brings Sirius into close relation to Leo. Leo in the cosmic sense, and apart from our solar system altogether, is ruled by Sirius. And the influences of Sirius are focused in Regulus, which is a star of the first magnitude and which is frequently called the heart of the lion. Regulus is the brightest star in the constellation Leo, and he's also one of the brightest stars in the night sky. Leo, the fifth sign of the zodiac, is the ultimate sign of self-awareness. Leo is the focal point for the expression of the second aspect, the love, wisdom, or the consciousness aspect. And this primarily where humanity is concerned. In Leo, there is almost a unique condition where humanity is concerned, as the sun governs all expression, exoteric, esoteric, and hierarchical. And why is that so? Because the purpose of this solar system is the unfoldment of consciousness. And if for the strictly human being, self-consciousness is the goal, then the sun must obviously rule. For it's the source of physical consciousness, exoteric and symbolic of the personality. It's the source of soul awareness, esoteric, and the source of spiritual life, hierarchy. So cosmic love flows from Sirius to Leo, the heart of the lion, and to our solar system. And our sun is the triple ruler of Leo, both exoterically via Jupiter, esoterically, meaning from the soul, veiling Neptune, as well as hierarchically, veiling Uranus. The sun via Jupiter as the exoteric ruler of Leo bestows its life-giving force onto our solar system, enriching our planet Earth and all its kingdoms. Its life-giving force reaches every corner of our planet, vivifying, stimulating, energizing everything its rays touch. Subjectively too, as esoteric ruler or soul ruler, veiling Neptune, the sun strengthens, nurtures, and sustains love within the human heart. And to the higher initiate, in whom the true nature of the spirit aspect begins to dawn upon his liberated, intuitive perception, the sun veiling Uranus as hierarchical ruler reveals the exquisite divine plan and union with the life of the whole. To see the rays of the sun, of the Leo sun, lovingly vivifying, stimulating, energizing every part of our garden, drenched in sunlight. and feel the radiance of the sun warm our hearts and illumine our minds. So the mottos for Leo, the sign of self-consciousness, are: for the ordinary man, I am the word of the self-conscious, selfish, self-protecting instinct of the I in the individual Leo, whose eyes are turned downwards towards gains of material life. But for the disciple, I am that, the word of the Leo subject, whose upward and inward gaze towards selflessness, self-sacrifice and service to the whole is rapidly gaining the higher consciousness and preparing for fresh and universal expression in Aquarius, being the opposite or the polar sign to Leo. Law 9, no, hang on. Law 7, nope. Law 4th, sorry about that. Stipulate the art of the healer is concerned with the lifting of the downward focused eyes onto the soul, the true healer within the form. So let's see Master DK directing the energies of the Leo Sun, flooding our garden with the love and life of I am that, the Aquarian, universal or group consciousness. Aquarius being the polar opposite of Leo. Thus, the one soul identified with the whole, selfless and self-sacrificing. So may it lift the downward focused eyes of those who seek solace in our garden onto the soul, the true healer within the form. As Law 4 stipulates. Leo is one of the 4 arms of the fixed cross, the cross of light. And the effect of the fixed cross is to bring light and liberation. And this can be clearly seen if we contrast the energies of the 4 arms of the cross as they are demonstrated by the man both before and after the long and drastic experience upon the cross. So first, Taurus. Before, it's the bull of desire, which then leads to the light of aspiration and knowledge after. Second, Leo. Before, it's the lion of self-assertion, but leading to the light of the soul. And the third arm, Scorpio. Before, it is the agent of deception, but after, it leads to the light of liberation and transformation. And the fourth arm, being Aquarius, is the chalice of self-sacrifice before, but leads to the light of the soul after. Playing through this cross, the fixed cross, all the time, and emanating from Leo are the fires of God, cosmic, solar, and planetary, producing purification, intensification of the light, and eventual revelation to the purified man who stands in light. From Aries comes cosmic fire. From Sagittarius comes planetary fire. And from Leo comes solar fire. And each of these fires clears the way by burning for the expression of the three divine aspects: spirit, Aries; soul, Leo; and body, Sagittarius. And from Leo comes solar fire, which clears the way by burning for the expression of the soul. And Leo, a fire sign, being the sign of purification. And at this time, it is the preeminent fire sign, Leo. The sons of mind, the self-conscious sons of God, or above everything else, the sons of fire. For our God is a consuming fire. And these sons of fire are the solar angels who are ourselves. And they arise in these solar energies or solar angels, that peculiar quality which can burn and destroy and so eradicate all that hinders their essentially divine expression. So bear in mind the purificatory nature of fire. And because they are on the fifth plane, the fifth sign, the mental plane. And the keynotes of Leo are individuality and true self-consciousness. These are the keynotes of that sign. In the truly developed self-conscious man, not only is direction, purpose, and plan present, but also a consciousness of being the active agent of the plan and action. Ponder on this. DK tells us, we become the active agent of the plan and action. That's that ray one aspect of Leo, piercing through. Purpose, direction. DK tells us that many people are convinced that they are self-conscious when they are only swayed by desire and are oriented towards the satisfaction of that desire, or when they recognize themselves as the dramatic center of their universe. And there are two more keynotes. They are subsidiary and yet potent keynotes of the Leo person, or that Leo force. And these are the will to illumine, which constitutes the driving urge towards self-knowledge, self-perception, intellectual positivity, and also the will to rule and to dominate, which is of such a controlling nature in this sign and such a subtle potency in the Leo type. In Leo, the self-centered person becomes eventually the soul in life expression and focused upon the achievement of the spiritual goal of selflessness, becoming the lion who seeks his prey, that is, the personality who becomes the captive of the soul. So in one section of our garden, let's place a statue of Hercules, wearing the lion skin as a symbol of his triumph over the Nemean lion and symbol of the strong, selfless, and loving soul in control of the self-assertive personality. Let his strength, fearlessness, and courage imbue the surrounding flowers and bushes, and thus inspire those who are heartened by our garden. The outstanding theme of Leo is the activity of the self-conscious unit in relation to its environment, or the development of sensitive response to surrounding impact by the one who stands, as the sun stands, at the center of his little universe. The whole story and function of Leo and its influences can be summed up in the words sensitivity, which can be studied in 4 stages. First one, its sensitivity to conditioning impacts from the environment, that is, from the impacts of the 3 lower worlds or planes, that is, through the medium of the soul's vehicles. Mental, astral, etheric, physical. Secondly, sensitivity to the wills, wishes, and desire of the personality. Then thirdly, sensitivity to the soul as the conditioning factor. And fourth, the spiritual sensitivity of the God-man, the soul and personality fused to the environment. I want you to have this innate spiritual sensitivity and this outer material sensitivity most carefully in mind if you want to truly understand the influences of Leo upon human beings, as well as its influences upon the planet. DK tells us, as throughout the universe, It's the soul which is the conscious, sensitive theme of the divine plan. It's the unfolding of the consciousness aspect, the unfolding of the soul. Now, whether it's the soul as the anima mundi, or the soul of the world animating all lives, all forms of life below the animal kingdom, or the soul as the animal kingdom, or the soul as the human soul, which is a still further expansion of the same sensitive factor, but augmented or stimulated by the principle of self-awareness. Plus awareness, now whether it's conscious or unconscious, of the immortal or divine soul. Or finally, or eventually, the soul as the ego or the spiritual soul on its own plane, the source of consciousness and the goal of all present evolutionary processes. When the liberated man begins his arduous task of conditioning it in relation to the divine plan and purpose, and at the same time to cultivating sensitivity to the higher aspects of the worlds which lead to the final goal. The three aspects of the sun produce eventually, at the final revelation and liberation, the full expression of the consciousness of deity. And this can be called divine sensitivity, the universal mind, or the divine plan or purpose. And the three aspects of the sun are the factors which bring consciousness to the birth and make the ultimate goal attainable. They make all forms of consciousness possible because these are rooted in the sun, symbolically speaking, and are an inherent aspect of the greater whole. First, the physical sun, the anima mundi, the animal soul, multiplicity. The second inherent aspect is esoteric, the heart of the sun, the human soul, and the divine ego, duality. And finally, the third aspect is the central spiritual sun, the divine consciousness, the will of the whole, the awareness of God, unity. So let's visualize our lighthouse standing tall, strong, and detached in the middle of our garden, symbol of our united soul. With Master DK at the center, shining as a bright Leo sun, stimulating, energizing the sensitive soul within, and bestowing life-giving force and love to the heart of every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, every tree, or every molecule of water and of air of our garden. And now that we have imbued our garden with the loving qualities of Sirius and Leo, sensitivity and divine purpose, as well as the life giving energy of the sun under the direction of Master DK. Let's now distribute as a united group soul these energies freely and selflessly to humanity by visualizing the flow of unconditional or fiery love, or the will to good emanating from the triangle Sirius, Leo, and our solar logos. See that triangle superimposed on the triangle of synthesis, made up of the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha, powering the Christ at the center, being the head of hierarchy. See these two triangles fusing and blending to form one triangle. And let's superimpose the radiating triangle, this time on the soul triangle, consisting of the Christ, the head of hierarchy, Master DK, representing hierarchy, and our soul group, representing humanity, the love of our fellow men. So see these triangles all blended and merged and fused, becoming one triangle of the power of love. And now let's superimpose it on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. And it's made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. Let's step down the power of love on the etheric plane, the blueprint, making this blueprint intelligent and loving substance. See the etheric plane flooded with triangles of will, love, and light, transmuting and raising the vibrations of that plane onto a higher vibration, approximating that of the soul, of the oneness. And precipitate the power of love, and let's direct this dispelling radiance using our group Ajna right eye, left eye as distributing agent. Let's place this blended triangle and superimpose it and impress it upon the three planetary portals on Earth, the three gates for hierarchy on Earth, made up of London, Geneva, and New York. See this dispelling radiance moving beyond these 3 points into the neighboring countries until our whole globe, our whole Earth is covered in that dispelling radiance. And in its wake, see all the dark thought forms of separativeness, aggression, greed, conflict, war, just breaking up, dissipating. Being burnt and purified by the fiery love and turned into ashes. And see then these radiating rays reaching the hearts of humanity, all our fellow men, setting their hearts on fire. The fire of love, compassion, cooperation, selflessness, and right human relations. sound, one loud and resounding Om, together with hierarchy as they are gathered, and we are also gathered with them. And let the sound of the Om carry the fiery love from Sirius and Leo to hierarchy, and together let's all sound one Om as we direct that sound and the love to the hearts of our fellow men. And let us say the mantra together, saying it slowly and deliberately as we know the results, as we understand the law, the spiritual law of invocation and evocation. And in simpler terms, as we ask, the higher powers respond. And let us say together, may the love of the one soul and the one life flowing freely through our group radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service, the flow of soul life and good health. And may the love and life of Sirius and Leo fill the hearts of all those who are touched by our garden. May its magnetic and illuminating light draw men closer to hierarchy, back to his original source. And now let's picture a great pine tree in our garden, and let's gather around the Christ, Master DK and the Healing Ashram, and actually the whole of hierarchy. Under this great pine tree in our garden, saying the great invocations together as one, as the one soul.
Let's intone the powerful invocations as a group soul, saying them with intensity of feeling, in unison with hierarchy on the inner planes, as we grasp their significance and believe that they embody the will of the planetary logos. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part.
Let the Lords of liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the sacred place come forth and come in, say, "Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may then stand with massed intent. Let the feet of the Lord go forth. The end of all has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The Lord to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend this tree. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end.
And let's say the great invocation together as one again, sounding it with the whole hierarchy, sounding it together. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. And let us sound a blue Om. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Let's sound a blue Om. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. And let sound a blue om. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth, and let us sound a final om, blue om of love. Let's raise our clasped hands above the head and so let it be, and help us to do our part, and bring them down to the forehead, and let them rest on your heart. O Lord of life and love, touch our hearts anew with love, that we too may love and give. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world, a life-giving haven, a place of soul strength, and a healing pool for many. Thank you, friends, for joining us today. Only a few hours away now from the full moon of Leo. And the Sirius festival, where we celebrate the bestowing of cosmic love by Sirius on humanity. Thank you for being here, for being a distributing center for hierarchy, one of many, many centers of distribution. Thank you, Aurea and Ben, for sounding the invocations. Let's close with a minute of dynamic quiet. not forget to sound the Om at least once or twice a day, whenever you can, to the heart center of humanity and sound it as a group. So as to transmute the heart center of our patients, of our humanity, of our fellow men, and bring their love in their life.